Good afternoon, and welcome to week 6 of Child Psychology Online. I am your host, Patrick Smith, and I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to this week. Isn't it great talking about kids? I think the thing I really like about this class more than any other is just the practicality of it. We were all children. A lot of us have children. A lot of us work with children, and so it's not just one of these classes where you have to memorize a bunch of stuff that doesn't really pertain, but this class is about really the way we live and our ideas about who we are and about children and all. So I'm just really excited as we keep plunging into these questions, these issues that have to do with the way we raise children and how we look at the children. And this one that we were talking about last week about co-sleeping that's really kind of somewhat of a controversial issue. I don't always know why it should be so controversial, because when you think about it, most people around the world sleep with their children, either in the same room or even with them in the same bed. Here in America, we think, oh my God, that's so horrible. Children need to learn to be independent and all that. Now, I'm not weighing in either way, but I just think that's kind of interesting that we in this country have such a vastly different opinion, and we really seem to push this idea of independence. I don't know if we really understand how to get independence, how to make someone independent without sort of forcing them to have to go it alone. Which I'm looking at the video, and the one lady kind of shocks me the way she really just totally ignores her child, and that's a little problematic to me. I don't know if really making your child go through such trauma is always a good thing, but that's the psychologist in me talking. But anyway, here's this issue that if I can just review what some of you said. There's a concern with allowing your children to sleep in the same room with you that Mayana pointed out. Maybe that would mean the child would never sleep alone. I think that was you were the one that pointed out, like, the 16-year-old not being able to sleep alone. Misha raised the point of how it's important for parents to take care of themselves. You can't take care of your child if you haven't taken care of yourself. Well, that begs the question of what exactly do you need to take care of yourself? And sleeping alone, or at least without the child in the bed, seems to be one of those suggestions about how to take care of oneself. Melanie, you had a really interesting point about patience, and how you said it's good that the mother in that video, I think the one I was mentioning, was patient in adhering to what she said, and which you're very, very correct. All children need parents to be very consistent. If you say you're going to do something, you need to do it always. Okay, so there is that concern that the child see that the mother is consistent with what she says and doesn't bend her will or change her opinion or whatever. Melissa really brought out the dichotomy of weighing the importance of your relationship with your children with the other side, helping them to develop individuality. And I think that's a really good jumping off point for what I would like to encourage you to think about this week. I'm not really sure I would say this is absolutely the truth, or it is the truth because I'm telling the truth, but is it fact? It's not. I don't know if it's fact. I think it's just an encouragement that we pay attention to our own children and see what they need, because some children become more independent than others. Some children might need a little more pushing out of the nest, and some children might need more nurturing to feel like they can make it on their own. And so I think it really becomes contingent on any parent to understand his or her own child and to do what needs to be done to parent that child, and weigh in the balance what the parents' needs are, but don't make those more important than the needs of the child, because parents or adults, we can get what we need eventually. If a child's too young, they can't really get what they need, so we need to keep that in mind. But anyway, great discussion, great thinking about stuff, and I hope as we go on, and I can't remember what the discussion this week is, but as we go on and we're looking at socio-emotional, we're looking at cognitive development in this in these first couple of years, that we continue to consider what's good for children and their development. And I hope you all have a great week. Take care of yourselves, and it's great to spend time with you. I'll see you next week.